Hey guys, this is Kris Jones for episode 46 of Ask Me Anything. The 3 and 2 videos ago in this series, I chatted about content marketing strategy. We went over on-site content strategy and off-site content strategy. Both of those videos were incredibly well received, got a lot of feedback that you guys found them actionable and very useful for your own businesses and for how you guys are thinking about generating more traffic into your businesses that should result in more actions, more phone calls, more lead form submits, more sales, those types of things. So I thought to myself, what is the next sort of logical place we could go, where I could go to help you guys get some immediate results with digital marketing? And so that wasn't really too difficult for me to come up with the what next. And today's AMA, we're going to chat about pay-per-click marketing, right? So that's paid search. When we were talking about content marketing, the goal there was to rank higher on Google in the organic listings. Those are the free listings. If you rank in those, when someone clicks on your listing in a search results, on a search results page, you do not get charged. But you're probably familiar with the sort of highlighted listings at the top and to the, well, it's actually just at the top and at the bottom right now on Google, for instance. They're called sponsored listings. Those results are considered pay-per-click advertisements, where you, the advertiser, have the ability to select specific keywords that relate to your product or service and bid for placement within those sponsored results. So we'll chat a little bit more about that, but let me just give you guys a quick history. I'm a big believer, and where I'm going to go with this video is that at the end of the day, you need to self-educate yourself on how this stuff works. And that's been the key to my success. I've never taken a business class in my life, guys. All of my business education has been self-taught, and I've leveraged a tremendous amount of resources, including video and books and other things, to educate myself. So in terms of the history, right? So I was very fortunate back in the late 1990s to have launched a gourmet food business called Grandma Jones's Pepper Jam. And I went online and educated myself on all the different ways of building a website and then generating traffic to that website. Well, there was this pay-per-click innovator during those years by the name of GoTo.com. And back then, it was like an extraordinary opportunity for a small business owner to compete against the big guys by simply outbidding them for top placement on keywords that were related to my business, that gourmet food business. And as those of you that know me know that I'd leveraged pay-per-click marketing to build a multi-million-dollar affiliate business in the early 2000s. But anyway, so GoTo.com was the innovator. They allowed anyone to just select a keyword and say, I want to rank for that keyword. And as long as you were willing to pay the top amount, and back in those days, there wasn't a ton of competition, you could rank for that keyword and it would almost immediately start driving traffic into your site. But GoTo.com was later acquired and became something called Overture. And then in around 2003, 2004, the industry changed. That's because a big company out of Mountain View, California by the name of Google decided to launch their own pay-per-click product called Google AdWords. And Google AdWords was really the beginning of adding quite a bit of complexity around doing this on your own, if you will, from a self-serve or a do-it-yourself point of view. They made it so that it was much more auction-based and that they took into consideration other factors that determine whether or not you're going to rank over the competition. And those factors are material. In those days, we started referring to it as a Google Quality Score. It was basically this ambiguous sort of set of rules that you tried to follow in order to get the best price and the highest position. But anyway, suffice it to say, Google AdWords to this day is still the most sophisticated pay-per-click platform. Leveraging it could generate immediate results to your business. It's profound how powerful it is, but it's also complex. And so there's another pay-per-click platform called Bing Ads. So if you use the search engine Bing or Yahoo, you could gain access to those sponsored listings through Bing Ads. So that's just a quick history. This video is really mostly about Google AdWords because that's the platform that's going to drive the most results for your business. So as I said, pay-per-click marketing allows you to bid for placement on specific keywords, preferably those keywords that will drive results for your business. That's what it is. Sounds great, doesn't it? It really is, but a couple of the positives. So why should you consider pay-per-click marketing if you're not currently using it? Number one, it could drive immediate results. Number two, it doesn't cost anything to create an account. Number three, you can set daily, weekly, and monthly budgets. And number four, you can pause if it's not working or if you're overwhelmed, you could pause it at any time. That's the good news. So if you want to drive immediate results for your business, pay-per-click is by far and away. There's nothing even close. It's the single, solitary, most effective way to drive immediate results. The thing about it is that it's also quite complex. So there that is. It's not only complex, but it can be quite expensive. This is not the early days of Google AdWords, so there's a ton of advertisers driving up the cost per click. And many of those advertisers that are competing against you for the keyword that you want to rank for that will drive results to your business are sophisticated. They've put in the requisite time to understand Google AdWords, and it is a complex platform, and to leverage it to drive results for their business. So if it's not set up properly or managed properly, you can lose money. In some cases, horrific amounts of money. So you need to be careful. So you can do it yourself, but before you get started, you absolutely have to educate yourself. So good old handy SEO visual blueprint, which I brought up during our content marketing discussions. There are 2 chapters in this book. It is a bit dated, but chapters 11 and 12 do cover creating and optimizing pay-per-click campaigns. Check those out. You could also educate yourself through a bunch of free online education. Coursera actually offers a course on educating you on Google AdWords, but there's a number of industry publications like searchenginejournal.com, searchenginewatch.com, searchengineland.com, and others that have dozens, if not hundreds, of articles on various nuances of making pay-per-click marketing work for you. I just can't tell you guys from my experience how important it is that you educate yourself first. Don't take action and then wonder why you lost a bunch of money. When it comes to pay-per-click advertising, you really need to know what you're doing. So you could self-educate, my book, some of the online resources that I just mentioned, but the single best way before you get started, or if you already took action and you're not getting the results you want, I would suggest you consider pausing the campaign if you're losing money or breaking even, and you should take the Google AdWords certification program. You should go through it. I do believe it costs $50, but they provide you with a tremendous amount of tutorials, very actionable sort of white papers and very specific explanations of all of the various tools that are available to you on Google AdWords to make your campaign successful. For instance, one of the most unfortunate things is when you get started with Google AdWords before you actually have conversion tracking set up on your website. So you're kind of guessing whether or not the results that you're paying for are translating into actual conversions. So it goes through all that and it educates you on it. So I'd highly, highly recommend that you spend the $50 and go after it. So this was just meant to be an overview. It was just meant to get across the point that if you're not using Google AdWords, you should consider it. But before you consider it, you should really self-educate yourself. In future AMAs, we could dive into some of the nuances of quality score optimization and some of the more advanced tactics to make it work for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this sort of overview video, and I will see you guys in video 47. Peace.